Okay. Well, Shavua Tov Kalam, as we are here on a Sunday, Masechet Sanhedrin, Daf Pei Bet Amud Bet. We are at Kohen Sheshimesh. Okay, Kohen Sheshimesh Betum'ah. It is on the two dots in the white lines. It's about 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, about 16 lines up on the bottom. Kohen Sheshimesh Betum'ah. Okay, so we had in the Mishnah, and it said that a Kohen who did a service in the temple, betum'ah, he was contaminated, right? And he did a service. We saw that the Pirchei Kohanim, the youngsters, take him out, and they can pretty much kill him, right? The young Kohanim take him out and kill him. So by Miner Rav Acha bar Rav Huna Rav Sheshet. The question of Acha bar Rav Huna asked Rav Sheshet, Kohen. Okay, so we had again Kohen Shishimesh Betuma, as we're starting on 16 lines from the bottom of Pei Bet Amud Bet 82b2. We had a line in the Mishnah last week that said Kohen Shishimesh Betuma. If the Kohen did the service when he was Betum'ah, then the Pirchei Kohanim, the youngsters, take him out and they can kill him. So boy Minin of Acham Rav Huna Rav Sheshet, Kohen Shishimesh Betuma, where it says a Kohen who serves in Tumah, Hayav Mita b'dei shamayim or enu hayav mita b'dei shamayim? Are they allowed to? Are they allowed to kill him as he is hayav mita b'dei shamayim or not? Right? What's the question? Amar le'tenuta. Says, look in the Mishnah. Kohen shishimish b'tumah. Right? The Mishnah says if the Kohen served b'tumah, and achav kohen mevin oto lebedin. Is they don't bring him to Bet Din. The youngsters or the Kohanim, they take him out of the temple area. In et mocho big zirin, and they split open his skull with clubs. They knock him, they stab him, whatever it is, they kill him. And if you say that he's Hayab b'deshamayim, Mita b'deshamayim, then then don't do anything to him. Let him die by the hand of heaven. If you're saying he's Hayab Mita b'deshamayim, let Shamayim take care of him. Why are we doing something about it? Rather, it must be Eno Hayab. He's not Hayab Mita b'deshamayim, and therefore we are doing something about it. So Elamai Eno Hayab. So the Gemara says, well, really? Mi Ika Midid Rahmana Patre Va'anan Nekum V'niktole. When do we ever have a case where the Torah says the guy is patur, and we go ahead and kill him instead? If the Torah says he's patur, why would we kill him? We don't have such a case. One says, no, below we do have. But Tanan, we learned in the previous Mishnah, Mishala Kavishana, someone who didn't have Aaron, he did it twice. And he got Makot twice. And the third time, you don't give him Makot. They put him into the kippah, right? They put him into the vault, and they cause an indirect death to him, right? Rahmana Patre, Va'anan Katlinan Le. The Torah says he's not Hayab, and we kill him. So we have a case like that. Amar Bi Yemaya Amar Ish Lakish. Yeah, but that Mishnah, b'makut shel kritot askinan. We're dealing with makut of kritut, of karet. Karet is a guy is chayiv karet. He's going to be killed young by Hashem. So the gavra bar katalahu, as if he's a walking dead man. So we didn't kill somebody who is patur. He's going to be hayav mita anyway. He's chayiv karet, and we just hasten it, right? So it's bar katalahu. So you don't have a case where someone is patur b'dei shamayim and we're killing him, right? Because this case, the guy is hayab karet. We have another case. We learned in the last Mishnah, someone who steals a kli sheret, a vessel from the temple. Then he's using it with kli sheret. He stole the kli sheret, right? And it says over there that kanaim pogimbo, the zealot can kill him. Or but it says no, you can't. It's not that he's patur. Umizam, we have a remes. Lo yivod lo kivalad kodesh v'metu. They should not come and look at the holy, and at least lest they die. But you read kivala as kivloa. Kivloa et kodesh, when you swallow the kodesh, meaning when you steal the kodesh v'metu, you're going to be put to death. So again, it's not that he's patur, and we already learned that it's a halacha Moshe Misinaim. Kana impogimbo. So it's not that he's patur and then we make him hayab. No, and then we kill him. Another case. V'hamekata goes, someone who curses Hashem through the magic man or through the Avodah Zarah. Says Avodah Zarah, the one who gave you the power, should be cursed, right? So, v'hamekata kosem, it's not really Magadef, it's not really blaspheming Hashem in the way that we say you have to say Hashem should curse Hashem. We didn't do that. So here we have a guy's patur and we kill him. Kanim pogimbo. Hanetag Rav Yosef, Yakek kosem and kosmo. You know, he can't compare. It's not that he's patur, because it's as if he's being megadef. He's not using the right language, but he is being megadef. And again, the Mefarshim point out it's halacha Moshe Sinai. It's not that he's patur and then we kill him. Rather, it's there's halacha there. And the same thing with bo'at hakutit. You might think that he's patur mekana impogimbo. We kill him. That we already saw last week. Rav Kahana had the dream with the pasuk, and Rav had the he remembered his teaching, and that you get karet, and so it is. He's hayav mita. So we haven't yet found a case where someone is patur b'dei shamayim, and we go ahead and kill him, which was Rav Sheshet's opinion when he came to the Perchei Kahuna, and killing this guy who serves Bituma. So now they're gonna want to go against Rav Sheshet's position. We're gonna ask a question. Etve. Couldn't find the proof, so let's ask against. Etve, we have a Mishnah. Mishnah is Vachim on 112b. The Mishnah there talks about someone doing the service in the Avodah, in the Mikdash. He's doing it when he's not allowed to do it, whether he's a non-Kohen or whether he's a Kohen that's B'tumah, whether he's an Arel, whether he's whatever, a lot of different cases. So in the Mishnah, it's going to be a distinction and what type of avodah he's doing. If he's doing an avodah that there is another avodah after it, right? He's doing a service that there's another service after it, then he's going to be patur. Okay? But if he's doing a gemar avodah, an avodah that concludes the avodah, a service that concludes that service ritual, then he is going to be hayab. Okay, that's the Mishnah. So let's take a look how it plays out. Hayod say, someone who pours oil to the mincha offering, right? That's just a part of it. V'hakolel, one who mixes the oil. V'hapotet, who breaks it into pieces. V'hamolech, one who adds salt to any korban. Ha'menif, or waves it. Ha'magish, who brings it close. V'hamasadet shulchan, he fixes up the shulchan. Ha'meitevet hanerot, and he prepares the lamps. V'hakoymet, he takes the komet of the mincha. The mekabel damim, and he accepts the blood into the vessel. If he does any of these bachuts, he does any of these outside the mikdash where it's supposed to be done in the mikdash, he does it outside in the wrong place. Patur, he is patur. Ve'ein chayev in alein, and he's not chayev for them. Okay, because all these are not final. These are not final. Final services. What are final services? So if you take a look at note 56 and 82 before, 3 types of services: slaughtering of the animal, its burning on the altar, and the sprinkling of its blood. Okay, those are the 3 final services. And any other one, you don't get karet. Okay. They are preliminary stages. They are not the final avodah. Okay, based on psukim. Fine. Lo mishum zarut. Not even if he was a non-Kohen, right? If he was a zar, if he was a non-Kohen. Lo mishum tumah. If the Kohen was bitumah. Lo mishum chusik begadim. And now if the Kohen is even missing a baguette, he's missing one of the 4 garments the Kohen had. The Kohen gadol missing one of the 8. Lo mishum rechutz yadayim v'reglayim. And he wouldn't be chayav even if he's missing washing his hands and feet before he starts the service. Why? Because all these are preliminary stages. They're not the final avodah. Hamikater. But if he did the kater, which is he burnt the kometz of the mincha offering, for example, which is a gemar avodah, which is the final service in that service. So he says chayav. What does it mean chayav? My love, bemita, it means bemita. So what do we have here? Remember, we had here a Kohen who's tameh. He would be hayav if he did a gemar avoda. Hayav mita b'dei shamayim. And Rav Sheshet, you on the previous pages, was saying that someone who did avodah betuma, he is not hayab mita b'dei shamayim, and we just kill him instead because it's hayab mita b'dei shamayim. Then we will let shamayim take care of it. And here he seems to be saying hamakater hayab, that he's hayab, meaning he's hayab mita, hayab mita b'dei shamayim. Gemara says lo, no. This Mishnah doesn't mean it's hayab mita b'dei shamayim. Rather, it means azhara. It's a warning. It's a lav. It's a forbidden, and he would be liable to makot. That's what it means here. Hayab makot. Gemara says, if that's true, then the Mishnah says zar, a non-Kohen, also is in this list, and you're telling me hayab means they should get makot if the non-Kohen did the avoda. But elazar nami lazar, where you say that the lav that the zar who does it also, it's a lav, and he would get makot. But you have a pasuk that the parish says v'hazar hakarev yumat. If a non-Kohen brings the korban, he is to be put to death. So it's real death. But it's not makot. The one says, yeah, okay, they're both in the same Mishnah, but hakidita, each one according to its halacha. Hayav by the zar means mita b'dei shamayim, and hayav by the kohen who's tamei is makot. The Gemara says, "Michad yotzek v'lel lav namilo." 1 sec. If you're telling me that being a gemar avoda by tuma, that's only a lav, so that means if he does just a regular avoda, which is not the final step in the avoda, he does any other part, the bolel, botzeg, pouring the oil, separating the oil, whatever, mixing the oil. In those cases, lav namilo, it wouldn't even be a lav. He wouldn't even get makot. Nothing. It wouldn't be anything. If you're telling me the gemar avoda is a makot, then other ones wouldn't be vatanya. But we learn as hadali yotzek v'lemonayim. Where do you have a pasuk that says that he cannot do yotzek kuvolel, and it's a hazara, it's a lav. So there's a pasuk that teaches us that the preliminary stages is a hazara, it's a lav, you get makot. How could you tell me that the mekater gets it? He says, min derabanan ukas machta be'alma. No, the Torah tells us the mekater, the guy who does the final stage, he is the one who is hayav the makot. The other guy is really not. But the Rabbanan came and they made a gezerah and they used the pasuk as an asmachta to tell us that it's also a lab and it's makot de Rabbanan. So it's not the same level. Moshe says, nice try, but mitvei, we have a tosefta. Okay, we have a tosefta. And the tosefta says, ve'eluhen shebimita. These are the ones who get mita b'dei shamayim. Who is this? One of them is Tameh sheshimesh, a kohen who is tameh, and he does the avodah. He is hayav mita b'dei shamayim. Okay, that's what it means. And tiyufta, and it goes against the opinion of Sheshet. The Sheshet's opinion was taken away. So the kohen is hayav mita b'dei shamayim. So what happened to the original question of Rav Sheshet was, if it's mita b'dei shamayim, let shamayim do it. Why are we getting involved? So we can ask the same question on the other Mishnah about the karet. The guy does the karet twice, right? And then we kill him 3 times after 3 times. Why we don't just let Hashem take care of it? So, the way the Mepashim explain is that you don't want this, especially the kohen. If he comes into the avodah, he does a bituma, and he walks out, nothing happens to him. People are going to lose. People are going to lose the feeling that it's wrong. The guy did it. He left. It's okay. He did it. He's fine. He's okay. Everything's okay by him. We're not worried anymore. So in order to make sure that doesn't happen, we want to show what problem it is. And even though it's Hayam Mita B'dei Shamayim, we're going to hasten his death because people have to see that it's wrong and it needs to be stopped right where it is. We can't let it continue. Same thing with the karet, similarly, right? The guy's doing it once, twice. Say that's it. He's a bar kitala. Anyway, Shamayim's going to take care of him. We're going to hasten his death because it's something we have to take out of society, right? You know, the murderer or whatever it is, we have to make sure that it doesn't become to the point where people think it's okay to do. All right. Now, we've used 2 terminologies over here that seem to be similar. We have to define them, though. Hayav mita b'dei shamayim is he's going to get killed from the hands of heaven. And then another one is karet. What is the difference between Hayab Mita B'dei Shamayim and Karet? So there are two opinions in the Rishonim, maybe more, but the two that I know of, Rashi and the Riva. So Rashi's opinion is that Hayab Mita B'dei Shamayim and Hayab Karet are very similar, with one exception. Karet also includes the guy's children, his Benim Kitanim, his young children. Okay, they're also included in his punishment. So he gets punished, and his children get punished. And he goes without children. Okay, so that is Rashi's pshat. They both are young, and but the karet includes the children, and the riva doesn't. Okay, so by age, very good. The riva is the one who brings the age. The riva says that had nothing to do with the children. Rather, karet is he dies before 50, and Mita B'dei Shamayim is before 60. Okay, so karet is the worser one before 50, and Mita B'dei Shamayim is before 60. That's the two opinions that I put down between Rashi and the Riva. Okay, so now we're going to get into the Tosefta that we brought about Hayab Mita B'dei Shamayim. So Gufa, we have the actual Tosefta. Okay, and the Tosefta says as follows: Ve'elo should be Mita. These are the ones who get Mita B'dei Shamayim. It means over here. Okay, a hand to the heaven. What is it? Ha'ochel et ha'tevel. Someone who eats tevel. What's tevel? Tevel is food, is produce that ma'aser and trumot were not given. Okay, you're not allowed to eat it. According to the Rambam, you have to give truma and trumat maaser truma, right? You have to give those two, and then no longer is it considered tevel. You still have to give the other masrot, but it's not going to be the isser of tevel. Won't be after you give trumas maaser and the truma, right? But if you didn't give those two yet, then you will be hayab mita b'dei shamayim. Okay, someone who ate tevel, right? That's very important even today in Eretz Yisrael. Even though we don't know who the Kohanim really are, even the Kohanim they don't have proof, whatever. So we don't give actual amount of truma, but we still have to take off truma, a small part of it, in order for the food not to be tevel. So even for us here in America, if we get produce from Eretz Yisrael, we have to know that truma was given. If not, we have to give the truma from it in order not to be eating tevel. Okay, second case. The Kohen tameh shachad truma tehora, and if a Kohen who's tameh and he ate truma, that's tahor, that's pure. He also gets mita b'dei shamayim. Vezar she'achal et truma, and so too if a non-Kohen eats truma, we get chayah mita b'dei shamayim. Vezar she'shimesh, and also if a non-Kohen does the avoda, he would also get mita b'dei shamayim. V'tameh sheshimesh, and so too, if a Kohen who's tameh and he does the avodah, that was our proof, right? That was our proof against Rav Sheshet. V'tameh sheshimesh is also hayamita b'dei shamayim. Uvtul yom sheshimesh, right? So this guy, he was tameh, he went to the mikvah, but he's called a tvul yom. Tvul yom is because the tameh doesn't go away until nightfall, right? He went to the mikvah, but he has to wait for nightfall now. And he doesn't wait for nightfall, and he goes into the mikdash. He does the avodah. Well, he's also hayam mita b'dei shamayim. Husar bigadim. If he's missing one of the kohanic clothes, right? So if he's a kohen hedjit, he has the 4. If he's a kohen gadol, he has the 8. And he's missing one, and then he does the avodah. Hayam mita b'dei shamayim. Husar kapara. So if he's a zav or zavav mitzorah, and after the time they become Torah, they go to the mikvah. They have to wait for nightfall. And after nightfall, they have to bring the korban. And he didn't bring the korban yet, and he did the avodah. Hayabita b'dei shamayim. Or if the Kohen didn't wash his hands and feet with the kior before he did the service, hayabita b'dei shamayim. Ushtayeyayin. And also if he drinks wine and he does the avodah, even if he's not drunk, even if his mental capabilities are still there, but he drank wine, right? This was our parsha Shmini. He drank wine. And he does the avodah, hayamita b'dei shamayim, ufrei rosh, and also a kohen who does the avodah without taking a haircut for over 30 days, right? And that's a porei rosh, that's his long hair, more than 30 days. Hayamita b'dei shamayim. Aval arel, but if he's a arel, he doesn't have brit milah. Okay, even if it's legal because his brothers died, right, and therefore he doesn't get a circumcision. Onen, or if he's an onen, someone just died, right, wasn't buried yet. Yoshev, or he does the service while he's sitting. Enam b'mita ela b'zahra. He doesn't get mita. Rather, it's just an azhara. It's just a lav. It's just a warning, just a scriptural warning, a prohibition. In the note, it says in these three instances, the cases of uncircumcised Kohen, the Kohen who is an onen, the Kohen who serves while sitting, the avoda is pasul, but the death penalty is not incurred. They don't get the death penalty over the hands of heaven, nor are they subject to lashes. Okay, that's what he brings from Rashi. Okay, the Rambam argues. Okay, fine, but that's what's brought down over here. Next, what's the other case? Baal mum. If the guy is a Baal mum, right, he has a mum, he has a blemish, he cannot serve, and he goes and he serves. What happened? Rabbi Omer b'mita. Rabbi says he gets mita b'deshamayim. Chachamim omrim b'azhara. Chachamim say no, it's just a lav. Hizid b'me'ilah. A person knowingly committed me'ilah. He used the hektish. He used consecrated property belonged to the mikdash, and he used it. Rabbi Omer b'mita gets mita b'deshamayim. Mimomrim ba'azhara. The Chachamim saying it's just a lav. Okay. Now we're going to prove the first one. Ha'ochel et tevel. Someone who eats tevel without taking off truma and trumat maaseh, it is tevel. And we say hayamita b'dei shamayim. Menalan. How do we know this? The Amar Shmuel Mishum Rabbi Eliezer. Menayin le'echol et tevel shehu b'mita. How do we know someone ate tevel, he gets mita b'dei shamayim? Tichtiv. Ooh, you have a pasuk. It says, "V'lo yichalelu et kodshe b'nei Yisrael et asher yarimu Hashem," and they shall not profane the hallowed things of the children of Israel, that which they will separate. Et asher yarimu, that they will separate for Hashem. Ba'atidim litrom haketuv medaber. The Torah talks about something that you're going to give truma from. What is it? What is that? That's tevel. So it says, don't desecrate the kodesh, what you're going to give truma from, okay? Which means you have to give truma, and you can't eat the tevel. And he uses the word lo yichalilu, vayalif chilul mitruma. And we learned it from the truma that if a kohen who is tama eats truma, you have a pasuk that says he gets mita, right? Take a look at the Torah Shalom Dalit, Gimel and Dalit, okay? So Gimel, v'lo yichalud kodshiv b'nei Yisrael asher yarimu Hashem. That's about truma. And then there's a pasuk about a kohen who eats the truma. Betuma. V'shamru et mishmarti v'lo yasu alav chet umetubo ki yichaleluhu ani Hashem mikadusho. Right? He made chilul and he ate the truma betumah, and it says there v'metu, and he dies mita b'dei shamayim. So you have chilul, you have gezerah shava, ma'alam b'mita b'dei shamayim, avkam b'mita, also here mita b'dei shamayim. Verses, but 1 second. Why are you learning it from there? Learn chilul from notar, from the leftover meats, from the leftover karbanos. Malahalam bekaret. By notar, you have karet. Avkam bekaret. So to here is karet, not mitabed shamayim, but rather it should be karet. Another difference would be if you do a lav that is karet, you can bring a korban. And you did a b'shogeg, you cannot bring a korban. So let's say it's notar and it's a karet, where it says mistabra mitruma havalim mele. It's better to learn it from truma. Why? Shekain. You have a couple of comparisons. First of all, truma. Tevel has to do with truma, and the kohen who's a tamei eating truma are both talking about truma. So learn them from each other. Chutz la'aretz. There's no truma in chutz la'aretz. And there is no tevel in chutz la'aretz, right? Hutra, they both can become permissible. The kohen whose tamei can be going to the mikvah, and the tevel can become kosher if you give truma, and truma's mice. Berabim, The word chilul is berabim. It's belashon rabim, right? If you take a look again, Torah Osham, Gimel Dal and Hey this time. V'lo yichalilu, plural. And the next pasuk, ki yichaliluhu, again plural. But when it comes to notar, it says v'ochlav avano yisak ki et kolosh Hashem chilel. It's lashon yachid. So you have the rabim. You have the plural language by truma that's eaten betuma, and by the tevel that the truma wasn't given yet. Another comparison, perot. They're both dealing with fruits. And pigul, there's no din of pigul, and there's no notar. There's no din of notar when it comes to truma and to tevel. Okay. Other rabbi, the worst maybe no, maybe better to learn from notar. Minotar havalel melef. She came pesul ochel because notar deals with food, and tevel deals with food. But a Kohen who's Tameh and eats Truma, you're dealing with the Kohen. The Truma is fine. It's the Kohen that's the issue. So I'd rather learn food from food. Ain lo het to mikvah. And same thing true. Doesn't matter how much tevel you have in your hand. You can put it into the mikvah 1,000 times. It's not going to become kosher. You have to give it off. So nothing to do with mikvah. Same thing with notar. Notar nothing to do with mikvah. But the Kohen who's Tameh, he can go into the mikvah. So it's more comparable to notar. Mar says, yes, true, but you have more reasons to compare it to the Kohen eating, the Tameh Kohen eating Truma than to Noter. Rabbeinu Amar, Rabbeinu says, Chilul derabim, michilul derabim adif. It is better to learn the Gezerah Shavah with the word that is Chilul berabim, in plural language, regarding the Kohen eats Betuma, the Truma, as well as the Tevel. Is written in plural language, is better to learn it from that. Okay, we'll do one last piece for today. The Kohen Tameh she'achal truma tahora. We saw that a Kohen Tameh who eats truma tahora, he is chayav mitah b'dei shamayim. Menalan, how we know this? The Amar Shmuel that they have in the pasuk. Right, the Kohen Tameh she'achal truma tahora, shehu mitah b'dei shamayim. Dichtiv v'shamu et mishmarti v'lo yasu alav chet. Umetu bo, right? The pasuk says. So it says umet. Truma, he ate tahar truma, pure truma, while he was tamei. He is chayav mitah b'dei shamayim. So tahora ein. Yes, if it's tahar truma. What about teme'ah? Teme'ah lo. What happens if the truma is tamei? He's tamei, and the truma is tamei. What's with that? The Amar Shmuel Amar bin Lazar. Menayin lekohen tamei she'achal truma tamei teme'ah she'enu b'mita. The kohen who's tamei who ate truma that's tamei, that he does not get mita b'dei shamayim. How do I know that? Shneimar, it says umetuvo ki yechaleluhu. He gets mita if he is the one who made the tumah, who made the truma. He made chilul to the truma. He desecrated the truma. Like being tameh and eating it, he desecrated the truma. That's when he gets the mitah. For that, it comes to exclude lezu shemecholel ve'omedet. But this truma that was already chilul, already was desecrated, already was tameh, and now he eats it. For that, he will not get mitah b'dei shamayim. Okay, this is where we'll wrap it up for today. Bez Hashem. Next week we'll start with from over here. Bez Hashem. We're going to try to do Sundays at 9:30. 12:30 doesn't work anymore. So we're going to have to do this new time. Okay? Any questions?
Stop the recording.
So far, so good?
Recording stop.